To Let's Talk Stroke. I'm so glad you're here. I am your host, Jerry Wald, and also a stroke survivor. For those of you that are new to this show, I started doing this show to spread awareness about TBI, aphasia, um, stroke, and brain injury in a nutshell. So I wanted to uh, provide a platform as well to all survivors so they can share their journeys from all over the world. And I also bring on uh, experts in brain health so they can share their knowledge so we can learn from them. So this morning's guest is Carla De Souza, and she's going to share what she's been through. She is not only a two-time cancer survivor, but she's also a stroke survivor. So please share this content, and because we never know who's going through things that they can probably get inspired on. And also make comments, ask questions. So let's go ahead and get this show started. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Hello, everybody, and good morning. Mike, you're here. Why are you here? No. And Cheryl, good morning. Chandra, see if I don't miss anybody. Kimberly, Deborah, um, Michelle Renee, and Violet, thanks for being here. Um, Cheryl, let's see. Hopefully, I didn't miss anyone this time. Kimberly, nice to see you. Delia, nice to see you. This is great. I'm glad you guys are all here. Now, I'm just waiting for she got herself kicked off on on the the stream here. We chat beforehand. If any of you have been on my show, simply hey, nice to see you. And please do me a favor too. If you're watching on my YouTube channel, Let's Talk Stroke, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I'm on. And let me see because I'm not sure. Well, she's up. She's signing back on, and so how is everybody doing this morning? It is I think 3 o'clock p.m. where Carl is from, and but let's see. Salute. Oh, whoops, and Yvonne. How are you guys? You guys doing all right? Um, I'm just waiting for some reason Carla was not on there. She was Jana. Nice to see you, T. I hope I don't miss anybody, but uh, I may have to kick somebody off here. What's his name? Lynn. Good morning. I think his name starts with a Mike Peters or something. But anyway, again, Robin, nice to see you, and hopefully you're all doing wonderful. I am doing great. If you can hear my voice, I do have a little scratch in my voice, and so I hope I don't have a little coughing attack. I do have my uh, whatever they are, something to help with my coughing. It was a rough night for that. But anyway, oh, good, you're watching. Okay, good. Look at you, getting me more looks there. Salute, and yeah, please make comments, and um, I know that Carla will be back on. We were chatting for the last 15, 20 minutes. Everything was going good, and then she just popped off somehow. But I know that she's working on it right now. So anyway, Kimberly, how are you? And Michelle, what's new? What's new, you guys? Tell me. I'm so glad you guys are here. Carla will be on in just a second here, I'm sure. But things are good today. We're having some weather. It's like 40 degrees in the morning, and it's going to be a high of maybe 70. But cloudy and foggy all day. Just thought I'd throw that out there since someone was asking. Um, but Jim, Harley, always forward, Warriors. You're right. And Robin, ask me the question. You said you had a question. I'm ready to hear it. What's the question you want me to hopefully answer, or can I answer it? And Can you see? Oh, right there. Myoma. Myoma. Can you see my? Um, please ask me. That's who our sponsor is, and this show is brought to you by Myoma. I know I butcher everything, but you know what? It is what it is, right? I'm glad you're having a good day. And Cheryl, we go through these comments here, and I appreciate it. So let's see. I'm getting ready to celebrate. Yeah, Veterans Day. Good for you. That's good to hear. Robin, I want to get. Okay, yeah. Let's see. I'm looking. You said I want to get rid of drop foot. How? You know what? Everybody has their own ways to do it. There is one product out there, but if I lay down on the bed, my bed, and I have like a rubber band, I can pull on it and try to stretch the foot um, and just try to work that foot to help with the drop foot. But it's still I've been working on this for um, 11 years, and I still have drop foot. But I cheat because I wear an AFO. If you know what that is, Robin. I use an AFO, and you're right. It is what it is. But yeah. So let's see. I do have. I don't know, Mike, about you on the show. You know what I mean? No, no, not a problem. I'm heightened toward it now. Um, when let's see. Sorry, guys. Um, yeah. See. But yeah, tell me what's new with you guys. Carolyn, nice to see you. Love that you guys are here. Brad, nice to see you. Um, simply I had to wear an AFO for a while. Yeah, I still do. And I was not using it for a while, but then 2 years, January 29th, um, 20, uh, 2020, I fell, tripped, broke my hip. And then that's, so now I'm back to the AFO. Brad, nice to see you. And Jana, 13 years out, and you still have foot drop. I know, it's a tough thing we go through. So, so you are using a band, okay? Yeah, I'm using a band. Put it on the top of my foot, and I kind of push it up and down. So no, it's funny, Delia. Um, I have not had surgery. I keep thinking maybe that's what I need to do is get surgery. See if that helps. So let's see here. She's working on it. Yeah. So I've been wearing an AFO. I got it for a long time. Exactly. You don't want to fall. You know, when I broke my hip, I went back to the walker. And even trying the walker was tough. I mean, that's how bad it was. And I know, Ron, you don't want to fall, but it's tough. But is your house nice and quiet now? Kids moved out. That's Teresa T. Yeah, it is. Oh my, thanks. No, but yeah, it is actually quiet, but we still have everybody over. Kathy lives like 2 blocks down. Her, Dawn, and the kids, so they're over here a lot because he works quite a bit as a first responder, firefighter. So when he is on a 24, 48-hour shift, then they come over and they're over here all the time. So, but it's good. Someone says we're like everybody loves Raymond. So that's kind of what it's all about here. There, I muted that so you didn't hear me, Mike. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I'm let's see here. Okay, now I'm gonna put up here. I can probably see comments. So Michelle, Cassie, I see you guys watching. Cassie, you're not making any comments, but that's okay. E, I see you're here. You just said hello. Also, you guys, again, I'd like to mention my YouTube channel, Let's Talk Stroke. So please subscribe if you haven't. let's see, Paul. Did I miss a comment here? Uh, um, I'm gonna for some reason um, that let's see here. Here we go again. I got to do this one more time, guys. I'm really sorry, but I have got to uh, send another link to Carla here. So I'm going to do that right now and see if this works. And if so, I apologize, guys. There we go. Okay, so I just sent the link, and so tell me. Let's see, Paul. I didn't see you. Lynette, nice to see you. Um, I must have missed you, Paul. Someone was saying you said that you're here. I don't see you. Paul, tell me. Let's see. I just sent to you. Can you hear me? Oh gosh, sorry guys. But do you send the link via email? Yeah, it's a lot easier. So it makes it a lot easier. A lot of people can get on, and that's what we did earlier. I sent the link, and no, not to you, Mike. I sent it to Carla. Yeah, so I just sent it to Carla so she can pop on here. I can't see you, Paul. I haven't seen you, Paul. I can't even see like that if you're watching either. Um, but yeah, this is if you guys don't know, I do my shows on Tuesday and Thursday, 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. East Coast time, and everybody else has to figure out their own time zone. But one thing is this live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. If anybody knows what Twitch is, it's a gaming community. But I've been reached out to so many people for that, and it seems to be a lot of people with brain health issues uh, um, have contacted me on Twitch. Yeah, I see. Hey, Josh, nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. Paul, I don't see him either. I think, but what's the issue with the concert in Texas? That was in Houston, and a couple rap rappers, I guess. It was so crowded. Long story short, 8 people died in that. 11 people had um, cardiac arrest and all that. But you know what? We'll start right now, and here comes the wonderful Carla, as we talked about. There you are.
Here he is, finally.
All right. Everybody was saying hi to you. So, you know, why don't we just start and say, who is Carla?
Well, how far back do you want me to go? I mean, I've got 73 years of it.
That's right. I mean, you're a two-time cancer survivor and a stroke survivor.
Right. I started out, I grew up in East Tennessee in the mountains. Call me a hillbilly if you want. And I'm part Cherokee.
Ah.
And my family was one of the founding families of Tennessee. One of the 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I didn't know that.
Man, nothing important.
Yeah.
No, I was destined to have a stroke. Because in 2008, my husband and I had just a trip to Bahamas. And it happened to be Good Friday. We went to bed early. He got up to turn my light out, and I was having a seizure. And he called the paramedics, and they came, and he was trying to get me dressed. And I'm going, who are these 2 green men in my room? So they took me to the hospital. They did tests and all this bit here in Poole. Then they sent me to Southampton to the neurological center there
Right?
and found that I had a brain tumor. Is it there?
Yeah, yeah. And so that wasn't the stroke.
No, that was not the stroke. So I went in on a Sunday morning, went into the theater at 10 o'clock and came out at 12. And of course, they ask you stupid questions. Do you know where you are? Yes. Wessex Neurological Center. Do you know what you had done? I says, yes. I had a cancer removed from my brain. And anything else? I said, yeah, I'd kill for a cup of tea. So what they had done, they cut me from here down behind my ear. And I had 54. Anyway, I got to come home. That was on a Sunday morning. And the doctor came in and asked me, said, anything you want to say? I said, yes. It's the first time in my life I've ever given someone my piece of my mind without being angry.
Really?
And he says, anything else? I said, yes. You had half of the facelift going. Why didn't you do the other side at the same time?
Oh, that's funny.
So that was on Sunday, and I got to come home the next day.
Wow.
But he told me, he says, you're a high candidate for a stroke and or epilepsy in the future.
Wow.
And almost 10 years to the month it happened.
Yeah, that's right. You said that.
My niece and nephew found me having a seizure in the bedroom because I wasn't answering the phone. I wasn't answering the front door. And so I ended up in the hospital again, and they put me in a 5-day induced coma.
When was it?
And pardon?
When was that? This time?
It was May the 29th of 2018. So I'm a newbie to the group.
Yeah, you're a newbie, huh? Wow.
But I was in there for 3 months.
Yeah, that's a long time. I understand.
I was going to start raving mad. But they did give me exercises to do, and
Sure.
I eat left-handed, so I had to relearn to eat without throwing it all over the room. They brought me a spoon and a towel.
Right. Wow.
I had stuff that would stay on the spoon.
Yes, exactly.
And
wow.
But the in-hospital physio is nothing.
Where do you
They
live
say
right
you
now?
go in. I live in Poole in England. It's on the south coast.
Yeah.
Poole Harbor is one of the largest natural harbors in the world, and it used to be a pirate hangout.
Wow.
And so I had to fight to get out.
Really?
I told my neurologist, I'm taking up bed space. The OTs and the physios are doing nothing.
Right.
They always say you go in with something and come out with something else.
Right.
Well, right. When I got home, my nephew had bought a special bed for down here because I couldn't get upstairs. I had a wheelchair, and I had carers. Uh, I had 4 carers, and they stayed about 4 to 6 weeks each of them.
Wow.
And well, they were a big help, except for 2 of them, which one of them I sent away at midnight because she got smart-assed with me. Sorry. She did.
Ah, so you kicked her to
And
the curb. She's gone.
mm, and so, like I told you before, my nephew and his wife, my niece, by marriage, I consider them my brother and sister now because they've
Wow.
helped me a great deal, keeping when I get one of these meltdowns or
Right.
get really low. And they're the ones that saved my life. And when I was in the induced coma, they were there every day by my bedside. And I also have, well, of course, I couldn't stay 24 hours a day, but I have a diary that were written by the nursing staff that was there at
Really?
night. Yeah.
Wow.
And the strangest thing, when I finally came out of it, the first question my neurologist asked me was, did I have any nightmares?
And did you?
That I can remember. Yeah, it was, I was on a cruise. And the report I went into, there was my nephew and his son telling me it's time to go home. I think it was subconscious because they were there talking to me while I was in the coma. And
Interesting.
so when I got home, I had the wheelchair I used, the dents in the walls to show. Then I made myself get out of the wheelchair and use the walker.
Wow.
Uh, what encouraged me to do that is the social service came around one day to test the house because I had the wheelchair and they were looking at the safety features of being able to get out of the house with it.
Right. Yep.
And they wanted to replace my front door and put a ramp in and out. So I said nope because I'm not staying forever in my wheelchair.
Right. Good for you.
They weren't charging me no. Yeah, so the next day I just shoved the wheelchair over in the corner and got the walking frame and took off from there. And I would practice of standing still, not holding on, for start off at 20 seconds.
Wow.
Then it got up to where I could stand for 10 minutes.
Wow.
And then my nephew coming out of a grocery store and saw this car drive by that said stroke solutions.
Yeah, that's
So he
crazy. I
called
remember that.
them. Yeah, he called them, and one of their. This is through Arnie, ARNI. Look it up sometime. Uh, uh, he called them, and Kieran, my trainer, came by for an interview to see if I could be one of his clients. Unfortunately, he said fine. Now, between that time, the hospital had sent some OTs. Useless.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say 100% useless. They did give me some exercises that were good. Holding on the
Right.
back of the sofa and doing knee bends and standing uh, with uh, I had some small weights, barbells. They were only
Right.
a kilo each. But they taught me to do the seagull. You put your arms down by your sides and then
Right.
bring your arms out and then up and back down again.
You've got
But,
great range of
8 to
motion.
10. Yeah. And so they tried to teach me to go up the stairs. Well, at that time, I was using a walking cane the hospital gave
Right.
me. And we called it the giraffe because it had 4 feet and a long neck, and the handle looked like its head. So that was the giraffe.
Right.
So they tried getting me to go up the stairs. I've got 13 steps to go up.
Wow.
They said, just the first 5. Let's see what you can do. Well, I may be 73, but I've got something up there more than clouds. So I got on the first step and put the cane on the next step, holding onto the banister to step up. And she says, no, you leave the stick or the cane behind you on the lower step.
Really?
I said, madam, if I fall, I'm going to fall backwards that way.
Right.
But if I go this way, I fall forwards. And when I told my Kieran about that, he says, you were right, they were wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
So now I finally got rid of that ages ago, and I can go up the stairs, just touching the banister.
Yeah, that's great.
What I'm working on now is to be able to go up without holding on.
Wow. Good.
Coming down, I do hold on. I do take, the normal steps. It's what I'd advise people to do is not get in a hurry, because if you do that, you get frustrated,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and that will put you back. Then I went from the walking cane or stick that they gave me in the hospital to my tree limb, which is a normal cane.
Right.
But I only use that when I go outside. In the house, I don't use anything. I don't use anything anymore.
Oh, good for you. That's awesome. Do you?
Okay, well,
There's a question here that let's see here. Sorry, T says, was aphasia present for you? Do you have it in it? Other words, any aphasia?
what is that?
Aphasia, where you have sometimes you have trouble speaking or can't get the words out.
No,
Um, good
no,
for you. And then
no.
wow, there's another one here too that T says I find a cane to be a pain in the butt, tricky to learn. I have 3 canes I don't use. I trip on the cane.
Good. Uh, it's even when I'm out, go grocery shopping and all this, I used it in the beginning for about 2
Yeah,
weeks or a month. I'll be honest, because at that time my balance was not all that great, and I felt if
right.
somebody bumped into me, I'd go
Oh yeah,
flying, down. So I only took it as pardon the pun, a crutch, and I really didn't need it, but it was for in case somebody bumped into me, I could kneecap them with it.
wow. Have you had any falls?
uh, Occasionally, but not. I fell this morning
Oh no.
because uh, well, I take some of my medication at 5 a.m. and I got up and I normally make it to have a pit stop at the same time.
Sure.
And I happened to have one of the what we call porta potties next to the bed,
Yep.
and I tripped over that getting up.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I had that is because, like I said before, you usually go in the hospital with something and come out with something else.
Right. Right.
Well,
Exactly.
I came out with a damaged bladder.
Yeah.
They'd left the catheter in too long. And
Wow.
so
So,
that's why,
yeah.
because I was getting up every hour and a half or every 2 hours to take a pee.
Right.
So I
Right.
had to have something there. So this past July, uh, I had collagen injections around the bladder,
Oh.
which now I can go from 9 o'clock at night until 5 in the morning. Or I
Good
can
for you.
go out. I can go out. I can go to the gym for an hour, and then I can do the grocery shopping for an hour. And I come home and sit in the chair for 2 hours, and I'm fine.
And you like going to the gym, and we talked about how
Oh, I
much.
do.
Yeah.
It's good because some of the guys, I mean, their muscles have got muscles,
Yeah, I know.
and
Yeah.
they come around and give me encouragement because they see the subtle changes.
You don't see it, you said.
When I would, well, thinking back of what I was like when I came home, yes,
Right.
my stamina is getting better. You saw the video of the plane
Yes.
pull, did you?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
I don't. There were 12 groups there that day to pray for
Right.
charities. We were the first, and I'm. I don't know if you saw the video that I was in, but I was on the video. I was on the right side, and I was the only one wearing a mask. And the lady behind me, who's black, is my companion.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
we,
Yeah. I saw the one when you
yeah,
the one where you're doing the stroke walk, and you had the stroke shirt on.
yeah. Oh, that's when I did my kilometer.
Ah.
Yeah, that
Wow.
was my challenge.
Yes.
But uh, all I can say is, one step at a time, no matter how small it is.
Right.
Don't give up. You've got to have that determination. And if you have a meltdown, great. It gets
Yeah.
rid
Talk
of the
about.
stress.
Yeah. Talk
Yeah,
about that, because we do get those.
yeah, you do. And if you need to sit under a tree and cry for half an hour, do it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right. Exactly.
Uh, my companion, and between her and my trainer on last Thursday, I'd had a meltdown the day before. So we
Right.
just went in the office and had a nice talk. And then he put me on the hydro massage bed. And I came
Mm.
home and I felt great. She gave
Right.
me a good warm hug, and that meant the world.
Yeah.
But the other thing was also keep a diary of your accomplishments.
Right.
Write down each day something that you want to do the next day.
Right.
That's what I did. From my determination was to get out of the bed here and walk to the kitchen and make myself a cup of tea
Sure.
and bring it back without spilling it. So,
And you're doing that.
yeah, no problems. And I, make cups of tea for the workers, the gardener, and I'll, coffee, and I still back to my baking, and but give yourself little goals. It's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
Just things that and you have to have the determination to do it.
Sure.
It's like with Dorothy, and she'll want to do it, and I says no, just I've got to do it myself. It's like doing the laundry.
Good for you. Right.
But just set yourself little goals, and if it takes you 5 or 6 days or a month to reach that goal, you've made a step forward.
Right. Absolutely. There's a
So
comment here that T is saying, get the emotions out. Don't keep them in. When tears come, let it go. It's good for the brain. Get rid of sadness.
Mhm.
Cry, cry, cry. You are awesome, Carla. Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if the others have seen it, but if you can help tell them how of watching the plane pull that we pulled the Boeing 737,
Yes, that's
which
right.
weighed 34,000 kilograms, and we pulled it 50 meters. Now, there were 20 of us. Most of us were stroke survivors. We had a few other idiots that had no health problems come along. And then we had several bodybuilders. I mean, we're talking who could lift
Oh,
up a
yeah.
car. And we didn't do too badly for the first time. We pulled it. We did it in a minute, 14.7 seconds.
Wow, that's just, I know that's on Facebook. That's where that's where it was
Yeah,
posted. And would
yeah.
they
And
go
then
onto your page? Would
I
they go
don't
to your
know.
page?
It might be. Or you
Yeah.
can go to JK House. Uh,
Maybe
or
that's where
just
I
pull
saw it.
up plane pull. Plane pull. It'll probably come up. Uh,
Right. Okay.
uh, we're going to do it again next year. And I'm in training to do mountain hiking in September.
Good for you.
We
You're doing a
call it
lot.
instead of September, we call it Mount Timber
Ah.
because for charity we climb 4 different peaks. One is in Wales, which is Pennyfan, do Scarfell, Ben Nevis, and Snowdonia,
Wow.
and we get sponsors, and so that's my goal is to do at least one of them.
Wow. Very motivating. Um, what
Yeah,
mountain?
it's
Someone's asking what mountain?
pardon.
What
What
mountain? Someone's
mountains?
asking.
Uh, the one in Wales is Pennyfan, and then the other ones are Scarfell, Ben Nevis, and Snowdon. That's the big one.
Wow.
They tried it this year, but got halfway and had to come back down because there was 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts at the top.
Yeah. That with stroke survivors, we don't do good in that kind of wind.
No, a head ring is about all I can take.
Yeah. Right.
No, but
Exactly.
uh,
Wow. That's amazing. So what do you
yeah, someone's
um I keep turning and looking at the comments here, and Deborah's saying, Carla, you are an absolute inspiration on how you live your life full out.
thank you. I try to keep a positive mind.
Yeah.
I'm having on Thursday night because it's my companion's birthday, and so I like sitting at a nice table. I
Sure.
set it, and I know different ways of folding a napkin to make it decorative.
Right. Right.
Because I used to teach at the American school in Hong Kong, and one of the things I taught the kids was origami. Now that's very
Yeah.
good to
Okay.
use when you're trying to get coordination back,
Yes.
or use Play-Doh.
Yeah. Putty. I use that.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
So what else would you tell somebody that's going through they're like newbie stroke survivor, that they're going through that tough time, the depression and all the stuff we go through.
yeah,
Not everyone, but
Just get it out. If you're having a bad day, have a bad day. Because you think, well, get it before you get out of bed. Say it's going to be a good day today.
Right.
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes I have an awful day.
Sure.
Sometimes I get frustrated. The other day I was sitting here trying to. I'll show you this. See that?
Oh yes, yeah, explain that because I know that's pretty amazing.
I I do crocheting, which I find good for mentally following a pattern. And this is one of the things I've been doing. It's a lobster.
Right.
And I make all sorts of critters. Uh,
Yeah.
Dogs, cats, and that's one of his legs.
That's wow. That's,
I've got 7 more of them to do. They're not,
that's good
but
that you're doing that.
I yeah, well I don't keep any of them. It's I give them away.
Oh, nice. But the one on the wall,
Yeah, but pardon?
the one on your
Oh,
wall,
behind the wall.
yes.
Yeah. Well, or not. Oh, where'd it go? It's hard from the chair. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we looked at it this morning.
Yeah. I was going to show you something this morning, and we sort of lost each other. Hang on a
Oh
second,
yes.
I'll
What
show
is
it to
it?
you. It's a blanket I made.
Oh, I saw it on the couch on the thing, but I didn't see it all because we got disconnected.
Yeah, hang on a second. Yeah, take that off. Get everything going in the right direction at the same time. Can you see that?
Yes. Beautiful.
You see? Okay.
You made that, obviously.
Yeah. Uh, but it's start off small with your daily things. If you can get up and brush your teeth without falling over,
Right.
throwing it everywhere, from wherever you sit, slowly.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
I find my stamina is getting better because of the exercises in the gym I'm doing.
How often you do it?
I go 3 days a week.
Wow.
Mondays, Wednesdays. I belong to the gym and I can go any day that I want. But those are my 3
Right.
training days.
That's terrific. Be proud of that. Well, I'm so proud of you. What you're doing.
Yeah, well, it gets there slowly. But I do go out. Uh, uh, with friends. Because of the COVID, I've not been out too much because I've got another surgery scheduled. God only knows when.
Wow.
We won't go into that. It's not very pleasant. Uh, but
Yeah.
they can't
It's,
give me a general anesthetic because I'm too high risk. So they're going to do a spinal and sedation.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
When is that?
Pardon? I don't know when
When?
it is.
Oh, you don't
I
know.
met with I don't know. I met with the anesthetist on the 1st of November, and I mean it could be January this year or next century. I don't know. There are 250,000 surgeries behind in this country,
Wow.
and
Really?
mine's not life threatening. So whenever my number comes up, it'll come up.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That uh, it's nice when you. I went to the hairdressers the other day. It doesn't look like it, but I went went to the hairdressers,
Oh, you're
and
so funny.
I walked in, and they were amazed that I didn't have any walking aids, and I'm driving with no problems, and but I had that's the only thing that was difficult is because here, if you have a stroke or any head injuries, you have to turn your license back into the government.
Did you do that?
Yeah, by law, I have to. I did. And if you stay stroke free for a year, then you can apply for them back.
Wow. And you did it.
Yep.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's great. So, is there anything else that we need to cover, or we want to cover, or you want to cover on your journey? I mean, 2 bouts of cancer, moving around literally the world.
uh, well, I used to be a freelance photographer,
Right.
and I worked for some of the travel agents in Hong Kong.
Right.
You sort of call me a female version of Indiana Jones because I have a hat. I was known in Hong Kong for wearing hats. I had one of his hats, and I've been on the Silk Road 3 times, from Afghanistan all the way across China,
Wow.
Tibet several times. I went into Vietnam, the first Westerner ever since the conflict. First time I went, they gave me a week's visa. The next time I went, they gave me one for 6 weeks.
Wow.
I went to Hanoi, and they gave me a brand new Nissan and a driver who used to be a Viet Cong soldier
Really?
and turned me loose.
Wow. In Hanoi. Wow.
Yeah, in Hanoi, and we drove all the way back down to Saigon,
Wow.
and then from there I went to Cambodia, Myanmar, Laos, just doing photography.
Wow.
And then I gave lectures in Hong Kong when I got back. And I even went to Mongolia,
Wow.
and I had the hat, the boots, the jeans, and the Indiana Jones style thing. That's why I used CJ instead of Carla, because they didn't know CJ was female until I showed up.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, but I mean that's a whole new life. Uh, uh, but it was fun. I'd
Unbelievable.
like to get back into, yeah, but
Yeah.
no, I feel very lucky in life. Uh, uh,
Yeah. Very fortunate.
yeah, well, considering cancer twice.
Yeah. Well, besides all that. Yeah.
Yeah, so, knock on
But
wood.
yeah.
It was. I told my neurologist when I was in there for the stroke, I said, "You've got to let me go home. I've run out of jokes to tell the nurses." Because I try to tell them a different one every day.
So you were done. Gotta go.
He had no sense of humor whatsoever. He came in on the last day and he says, "Well, you're not going to be 100%." I said, "Dr. Page, I was never 100%, but I've proved him wrong.
Yeah.
I've proved him wrong."
Good for you.
Yeah.
Great to hear your journey. You're doing amazing.
Yeah. Hopefully, I think there's a group coming from here to the States next year to meet with a group to compare what they do with their survivors,
Right.
clients. And so that's about
Well,
it. It's just, like I said, each step, even just putting your socks on
yeah,
without falling over. Because I sit in the chair and put mine on.
yeah,
If I if I start, if I'm cooking dinner or entertaining, getting ready for a dinner party, I don't push myself too far. If I start feeling myself getting a little tired, I'll just sit down for 10 minutes.
wow, yeah. Good for
The
you.
only thing I have that drives me nuts is I got CFS.
CFS.
It's chronic fatigue syndrome.
Right, right. I understand that. Before we go, Deborah's here saying, please tell us a joke before you go.
Okay. Now, what's a grocery store in the States?
Let's see, like Safeway.
Okay. There's these two chimpanzees sitting on a bench in the park. The bigger one looked down and says, "Fred, how's the new girlfriend?" "Ah, she's okay, George." "Is there a problem?" He says, "You don't look happy." "Well, she wants to walk down the aisle." And he says, "What did you do?" "I gave her the shopping list for for Safeway."
Oh gosh,
That's a groaner, I know.
that's good though. Oh my gosh, how funny. Well, I appreciate you being
Yeah,
on today, and
yeah, hang on a
you know,
minute. I gotta pop my pills.
oh, there you go. Someone's got to top their pills. I know we all. I do too. So, well, thank you again for
Well,
being on, Carla.
uh, uh, there's not much else I can say. Everybody's stroke is different,
Yeah, yeah,
and everybody
absolutely.
recovers different, and everybody, uh, uh, all I can say is just don't give up. Don't try. It's not a race as to who can get well quicker.
Right.
It's your own pace.
Yeah,
If you try too hard, you'll just set yourself back.
yeah. So true.
And forums like this, I think, are a big help with people. At
Yeah.
least it is to me. And some
Right.
nice comments. I appreciate them.
I'm glad
Uh,
you could see them.
yeah, they're on the side. Uh, I could talk the wallpaper off the wall. Some, s- Someday, uh, Jerry, we'll get together and I'll tell you a few stories about some of my travels. I used to
I would
give
love to hear them.
I used to give some lectures on them.
I would love to do that because you're gonna be. I know you'll be in the states in not too long. So
Well, possibly. I hope so.
yeah,
I've got to go see my mother. She's
in Tennessee.
93.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
she's in Tennessee. She's got Parkinson's psychosis,
Mm,
which is a form
yeah,
of
that's
dementia.
yeah, that's tough.
And I got a daughter in Texas, and a daughter
Yeah,
in California.
yeah. Round Rock or Leander?
Leander.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
You told me.
yeah,
It's not too
yeah.
far from here.
No, but no, I the younger daughter's supposed to be having surgery. She's got a stomach problem. It's GIST. It's
Oh,
a gastrointestinal sebaceous tumor.
wow. I couldn't even say that.
But I find what helps me a lot, especially of remembering words. I play words with my son-in-law on the iPad,
Oh, nice.
and I read a lot, and I talk a
That
lot.
that's good. No way. That's awesome though. That helps. I'm
Yeah,
glad you
but
do that.
yeah, it does. And uh, no, we'll get together someday, and I'll tell you a few little escapades.
I can't wait to hear. Well, you,
Okay,
you take care, and thank you guys for all making
okay.
these comments.
Yeah, they're highly appreciated, and
Yes,
I wish
exactly.
I wish the best for everyone else that's going through it, whether you're in the beginning, the middle, or the end. But I don't want to be negative, but there's really not an end. You're always learning, always
Absolutely.
having to sort things out.
Very true.
And
Well,
if you forget a word, big deal. Doesn't matter.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Well, thanks for everyone for joining. I
You,
appreciate all the comments, and like I said, uh, I go by CJ.
oh, okay. That I didn't know that again. Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
will. We
Well.
will talk again, CJ.
Okay. And thanks for all the others. I'd like to talk to some of them sometime if they want.
Yes,
You know,
they would love it.
I'm around. Okay.
Sound
If I can give anybody some encouragement, if they've got a down day or something, just
reach out to you.
reach out.
Sounds
Here.
good. All right. Take
Okay.
care.